Hi everybody, welcome back. Today I'll be talking about my Palm Springs mini backpack and give you a kind of like an update video, wear and tear video about this bag. Some of you have asked me if I still love this bag, if I'm gonna sell this bag, am I still using it? And as you can see, it's still in my collection. I bought this bag in April 2016, so it's almost 2 years now. So I see that's quite fitting for me to do an update video about it. If you haven't watched my first review about this bag, I will link it up here and in the description box below and you can check it out. In that video, I mentioned that I used the bag for like a month straight because I actually brought it to Seattle with me when I traveled there for my with my family, and it was the only handbag I used every day and I loved it. And I can tell you right now, I still really enjoy this bag. It is actually one of the few bags that I also mentioned in a tag video that if anything happens to this bag, I would instantly replace it because it's great. It's great. I just love it. So I can definitely let you know I still love this bag a lot. And yeah, let's talk about the bag a little bit in this video. I'm gonna go straight into the wear and tear about this bag, and I'm gonna start off with the materials. So this is the monogram canvas LV, just the plain original version, not the dual colored ones or the black and red one, just the plain version. And definitely in the past 2 years, the bag has softened extremely a lot. It is so squishy right now. The sponge that is on this part of the bag, I don't know whether it's sponge or maybe they have just got some additional cushioning at the back that gives this little kind of like puff. It's definitely deflated, so it's not as round and cute as how I got it. If I feel it right now, it's definitely flattened. It's not as puffy. It's kind of like one of those air bag, air packs that you put inside your bag to keep the shape. It feels like it's kind of deflated like that right now. So not a big problem. It doesn't affect the bag much, but yeah, it's definitely not as puffy as it used to be. As for the overall shape of the bag, I'm quite surprised that my bag has held up really well. The shape, it's not like flat like a pancake, right? It's held up quite well. As you can see, I've actually got things inside, so I'm gonna just show you quickly what I've got inside. And if you're interested in how much I fit in this bag all the time, it has held up really well. This part here, because of the top handle here and here, has definitely got this kind of concave dent every time I pull it up. So when I feel it, let's say if I'm going to open my bag and I feel things are dropping out and I feel this part of the canvas, it definitely feels like it's softer as compared to the rest, but it's not something that I would say is damaging the bag. I'm not fitting a lot of things that I would make the bag extremely heavy, that I would cause a lot of damage to the stitchings here. So this action, as you can see, it pulls the canvas a little bit, but overall the bag has been structured really well. I'm quite surprised that there is no what do you call it, like a big dip right here of the canvas, even though I've got quite a bit of things inside. So let me show you what I've got inside of my bag. So I pulled out the wire, and this is my iPod charging wire. I've got my wallet, which is my Chanel wallet. It's stuffed with a lot of things. I've got another clay here. This is also full. I've got my passport as well, so it fits up to, I've got still more space in the top. So my passport's inside. Inside I've got my gym card. I've got a battery, which is for, charging my phone. I've got one phone. Yeah, I've got another phone, but I think I'm using it outside. So the other phone was already I've already taken out the other phone. This is one of my phones. Oh, I've got lots of messages. That is an iPhone 5, okay? I'm still using iPhone 5. Got a set of my house keys, and I've also bought, I've got this AirPods. This is amazing. I know, sidetracked. Okay, it's amazing. These, where have you been? You need this in your life if you have an iPhone. It's amazing. Okay, so yeah, that's it. My bag's empty right now, nothing inside. So as you saw, I put quite a bit of things inside. What was missing is my iPhone 6 Plus and my car keys. Other than that, that's all I carry when I'm going out. I had my passport because I wanted to do something. Otherwise, my passport wouldn't be inside as well. But yes, I carry 2 wallets, 2 phones, house keys, car keys, everything in this tiny bag, and it's great. I love it. I don't really use the front pocket here much, so when I touch the canvas and I touch this part of the canvas, definitely this front pocket's material is much more stiff. But overall, when I bought this bag, it was quite a soft canvas. It wasn't like the old LV bags, the more, like say if you bought those LV bags in 8 years ago, 5 years ago, where I felt like the canvas was a bit more stiff. Feel that this bag's canvas is softer. But since the day I got it until now, it hasn't gotten like extremely soft. It's definitely, you know, lost its shape, not shape, but its puffiness at the back, and there is some kind of like slouching just very slightly at the bottom. But as you can see, even without the things inside, it is in a really good condition. So yay for the material, even though it's in a softer canvas. That I mentioned in my previous video is about the leather tabs, and I was concerned because this strap is pulling on the 2 tabs here, and I wasn't sure whether it could take the weight of my bag, right? So I had some issues with it. You know, it had some fraying of the stray strands, and I think that was quite a common problem that a lot of people with this bag had. I could see you guys posting videos, or you know, just like clips or photos of it on Instagram about how there was like fraying on the bag, and I experienced it. I actually brought it back to LV. They took my bag back for like 2 months to repair it. Came back, but I wasn't really sure if they actually changed the leather tabs for me. To be honest, they could have just snipped it off and gave it back to me and kept it for 2 months and said, oh yeah, we fixed it. So I wasn't really pleased with that, but since then, I haven't had any more issues with the straying strands coming out at the side here. Yeah, it's been pretty good. I haven't had any more issues with it. The glazing isn't the greatest on these leather tabs, so I wish they did a little bit better job with them because they do take a lot of beating. But so far in the 2 years that I've owned this bag, and also the fact that I do use it, I'm actually using it right now, and it's like my only weekend bag. Every time I come back for the weekend, I make sure to grab this bag. It's like, I don't even think about it. It's like grab, take, grab, take. It's so easy. So definitely it's a bag that I use a lot, and it's still in really good condition for the leather and the canvas. As for the leather strap, I only tend to use one of the 2 that comes with it. So it's definitely at this point here where it rests on my shoulder. This part is super soft as compared to the other parts of the bag, and like for example here where I don't really handle it much. So this portion here where it always rests and takes the most weight of the bag when it rests on my shoulder, definitely it's super soft. But you know, it's expected. I can't expect it to be stiff as any other bag, so I'm okay with that. As for the top handle here, I do carry this bag as a top handle bag. Sometimes I don't feel like carrying it on my shoulder or crossbody. I do actually just pick up the bag like this and walk around with it like that. So I haven't had any problems with this top handle becoming like out of shape. It's still very stiff, very spongy. The stitchings on top of the canvas is still very good. It hasn't any you know, strings haven't come out. It's really good. As for the inside, it's lined with that I kind of like nylon material. Because it's black, you can't really see anything, so I would say it's pretty clean. Next is the wear and tear of the hardware. So the hardware is something that I'm quite disappointed with. I would say that the zip and the zipper pull, the gold is super shiny, no issues, very smooth. Same goes for the small pocket. The gold on the strap is also awesome. It's not fading, it's not, you know, tarnishing. However, the gold on the 2, 3, 4 D rings is tarnishing. Not on the outer side of the D-ring, not here, but on the inner side. So I'm gonna maybe get a few shots and take a photo and you can see. I'm really disappointed the fact that after about 2-3 months of use, the inner part of the D-ring has tarnished. Practically it's silver. This is the same problem I had with my mini pochette damier. The D-ring on the mini pochette, you know, it has a D-ring on the side there. It was also tarnishing on the inside. So when I brought it back to the LV store and I told them, I said, hey, how come it's tarnishing on the inside? They said to me that it's normal, that they actually do a different amount of gold coating or plating. Therefore, this kind of plating for the D-rings is not as plated as the ones on the strap or on the the zipper pulls, or even on the bigger hardwares where those are coated even more. So these are less coated. So when they said that to me, I was really ticked off. I'm like, what nonsense? Are you telling me that you're giving me subpar D-rings because they're smaller and therefore I'm supposed to expect it to tarnish? And the guy was like, yeah, we could replace it. I was so annoyed. So when I sent it back for the replacement of the leather tab because it was fraying, they didn't actually replace the D-rings for me. They said, oh, it wasn't stated on the receipt. So that's my problem. That was my fault. I didn't check the change receipt that I wanted the D-rings to be replaced. But even so, even if they did replace it, the tarnishing happened for the rest of the straps also. So I would say that they didn't do a good job with the D-rings. I don't know if any of you else out there had the same problem whereby the D-rings on the inside tarnished really quickly. I know you're gonna tell me that it will definitely tarnish because this hook is constantly rubbing on the D-ring. I know it will, but not after a couple of months of use, right? So for them to tell me that it's less less plated than this, and for the other kind of hardwares, is really annoying. So no star, not happy with the D-rings and not happy with the hardware for this item. But yeah, you can't see it because it's happening on the inside part, but they should have done a better job. So I want to keep this video really short, just talk about these two things because these are the wear and tear areas that I do see for the bag. So in terms of the leather being slouchy, it definitely is more slouchy on the back here and kind of at the bottom here a little bit. But overall, it has maintained its shape. It's pretty much, it looks as good as the day I got it. As for the hardware, I would say that other than the inner part of the D-rings tarnishing really quickly, the rest of the hardware has held up. So if that's not such a big deal for you, I would say this bag is still a very good purchase. I checked online, I saw that this price when it first came out was about 1,006 USD, and now there's going for 1,009. So it's really good to see, it's not good that the price has gone up, but it's really good to see that it's still part of LV's collection. I was really afraid that this bag would be too trendy and it would within a year would, you know, kind of like fade out from everybody's collection. But to see that LV is still producing it, to see that it's gone up in price, to see people still enjoying it, gives me a bit of comfort that this bag would stay around for a little while more. And even if it doesn't, I will still continue to use it because I absolutely love it. I feel like I still can get away with it. I still can get away with this cute bag that looks like a backpack but is my handbag and it's also like a sling bag. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about this bag, let me know in the comments down below and I'll definitely get back to you. Otherwise, you guys take care and I'll see you in my next video.